Back in December, I was asked to build a look-alike puppet for a child for Christmas. The mother of this child was a friend of a friend, and the reason she wanted a custom puppet was because she couldn't find one to match her son's skin tone. So anyway, I did shoot all of this footage back in December. Now, I've never made a puppet like this before, but I like a challenge, and I thought it would make a good video. I figured the easiest thing to do would be to purchase an existing puppet and reskin it with a different fabric. So I bought this puppet from Amazon, and I got to work taking it apart. Now, I'm no seamstress, so I feel pretty confident that this was actually faster than me starting from scratch. I really don't have much sewing experience at all, so I know that having a pattern was critical. I could have made my own pattern. There's a lot of tutorials online. I'm glad I didn't. Or I could have purchased a pattern, but I decided not to because I wanted to also use his eyes, clothes, and the rod that controls his hand. So, this is what the leg should look like. My first attempt was not great. My seams don't line up like they do here, so I've got to work on that. But it's not the worst thing I've ever done, so I'm going to keep working on it. That's really cute. Got this original hand from the puppet. That's what it looks like. It's got this stiffening fabric inside of it. I'm going to use it inside of the other hand. I want to say this was a low-budget project, but in reality, I think I spent about $150 on miscellaneous materials. I feel like that sounds a little crazy, but I tend to overbuy, so I have options, and then I end up using a little bit of a lot of different things. And it's not always overbuy. I tend to just over-collect stuff. I don't like to throw things away. I feel like everything is useful. In this case, I didn't really have anything useful to make this puppet, so I needed to buy everything. That said, there are certainly cheaper ways to do this, especially if you already know how to sew, do a lot of sewing, or know how to make puppets. But I just like to have a lot of materials around. The stuff that I bought for this that I didn't use will not go to waste. I'll find some project to incorporate those into. That's kind of true of a lot of different projects I do, whether it's building projects or craft or model making, props, anything like that. If it's something I haven't done before, then I'm going to want to do it. The good thing about that is then you end up with very specialized tools that happen to work really well for other projects. I think any kind of maker can get helpful information out of any kind of build video. So I hope whatever kind of a maker you are, you find something useful in these videos. And if you do, I'd really appreciate if you would subscribe. Couple things. I'm having a really hard time getting the head to, essentially, I can't get the head in the right shape by sewing. I'm not very good at sewing, and I haven't done anything like this, so this is very flat. I went directly off the pattern, but obviously something's not working. I put something in the wrong place. So I'm going to carve a head out of foam. And last minute, I was thinking what I could use for foam. I already have these. I do a lot of tile work, so just thought I would give this a shot. I don't have any other foam in the house, so we're going to go with that. And also, look at these cute baby shoes. Perfect. we've got everything up here in the house because I'm painting a bunch of cabinet doors in the studio right now. Probably mostly what has happened since you've seen is me attaching the legs and the head and then sewing this back part. This was kind of made up as I went. I put tape around the head that was there, made a little tape thing, did the darts. It doesn't look good, and it's obviously not the way it would normally be done. So you can see this little liner on the inside. That obviously was existing on the original puppet, so I put that on again, and then I just hand stitched this. Looks terrible, but it's going to be covered up for the most part. For all intents and purposes, it works. His little, you've got one arm in the back, and then you've got a stick to hold the other arm, depending on which arm you want to use. It clips over the hand, so that'll be something we do. That was my dog jumping from the window. So basically, I've got to do the features still. I've got to do something about his hair, which I just got a wig for that. It's not going to look great. It's a little too shiny. I've already kind of cut the wig. It's way too big, and all the hair is falling out. Not really sure how I'm going to do that, so I'm going to figure it out. A couple of small things that need to be done are the shirt. I need to cut a slit along the back to allow you to put your hand up in, and then I've got to do kind of a clean stitch around so it doesn't look silly. The original puppet had little sort of finger stitches, and I want to do the same thing, but my sewing machine doesn't do that, so that's a hand stitch situation if I have time. I probably won't end up having time to do it, but I think it would look a little better. So right now, we don't have anything going on his face, and that is what I need to try to figure out. I've got some air dry foam clay, so I've sculpted a quick nose. Obviously black foam, so it's a little dark, but just kind of a little button nose. And I kind of think that the nose is maybe one of the first things that should go on in terms of placement. This is obviously not the shape of the little boy's face. This is a puppet. It's exaggerated features. But I still feel like I need some reference points for the hair and then later on the ears, which I'll just probably figure out last minute. But I'm kind of on a time crunch with this. I've got, as I said, a bunch of cabinet doors going on in the basement. Just trying to knock this guy out. But I probably only have another day before I need to get this to the lady who wanted him. Okay, so these are super shiny, slick pieces of plastic, and I want to do everything I can to make sure that the fabric sticks to them. So I'm just going to hit it with a little Super 77 spray adhesive. And this is how it turned out. Pretty pleased. I think it looks pretty good. See you later.